Okay, Mac, which one was it? You liked Matthew Nyes, or you thought long shot at best he can make a difference or come in and play it all? Which one was it?
Well, I think what I said is he's a young kid with no experience, and just be patient and see what happens. You don't have to panic to put him in the lineup. You put him in the lineup as the series progresses, which is exactly what they did. They put him in game 2. So I thought he was fine. I mean, you've got him as a superstar. I've got him as fine.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Fair enough.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what. We talked 3 weeks ago, like, what were they thinking about putting John Tavares on the wing with Ryan O'Reilly?
Yeah, I give you full
like
credit
I said,
on that one.
Oh, no, I said it was, like, ludicrous to even think that way because they haven't – the one thing they've never had in one playoff series in the last whatever number of years
a gazillion.
Has had a third line. And what was the difference in the game last night? They finally had a third line, and your guy was part of it. You know, the kid was part of the third line with Achari and they played and they got 14 and a half minutes out of Achari. They got 13 minutes out of Knives, and O'Reilly was almost 19 minutes. And it was a really good third line, which they've never had. They had a bunch of wimps on third lines, and finally they've got a third line that can play head-to-head with the other team's best line.
So it seems unlikely.
That's why the Ryan O'Reilly acquisition is the best one Dubas has ever made, in my opinion. And I know he's slow, and I know he's not the same player he was, but he's still
smart.
He's got what it takes. He's a winner.
Yeah. Do you think that this Tampa D situation, like if they're without Hedman and Chernak, can they win this series? Like, I know that sounds dramatic, but boy, those are significant losses.
That's like saying, could the Bruins have won the Cup without Teddy Green and Bobby Orr? No. They're not going to win this series without their two best. Like, what team in the NHL, in today's NHL, salary cap NHL, can win against a top team without their two best defensemen? That's where they are. Hedman is not their best defenseman. He's maybe the best defenseman in the entire NHL. All-round best defenseman in the NHL.
Yeah.
They're not going to win the series if they don't get these two guys back, especially Hedman. And I give the Leafs full credit. They come out the first shift, didn't matter what. They played their tails off, and the game was over 5-6 minutes into the game. It was over with the way they were playing. But I'm telling you, Hedman is I'm not, you'd have to be an idiot to say that Hedman isn't a monumental loss. So if they don't get him back, and even if he's back at 70%, he could, then it's going to be a series.
Okay.
And Chernak's good. They don't have enough depth. McDonough, they talked about it before the series. McDonough was a big loss, and they had to do it because of the cap. So they're it's still going to be a hell of a series. It's a long way from over, but they got to get these guys healthy.
If as early as Saturday that 70% turns to 0, we listened to John Cooper, his press conferences. We pick it apart. Can he convince them without Victor Hedman that they can, if not keep this close, win it? Can he on his own?
Without Hedman?
Yeah.
Hedman?
Can he rally the troops without Hedman? Can he? Yeah. Do they still have? They still have some world-class talent, Mac.
I agree, they do. But you know what? They don't have world-class talent on the back end. Radish is an American League defenseman. The other kid that's been there up all year is really a little above an American League defenseman. What's his name? Purban. He's a little above an American League defenseman.
Bogosian.
Cole is near the end of the road. Bogosian's near the end of the road. This is not a good blue line without Hedman and Chernak. And people say, well, you can win without them, but I'm sorry, that not with the thinness they have on the back end. And they didn't want Foote because he was the same as the bottom three. He wasn't really good enough. to be an impact guy at playoff time, and they went by him for the perfect kid or whatever his name is. So they're in tough on the back end. And Vasilevsky last night, they were great plays, and so you can't help him, but he can't be that bad. He's got to be a star.
For sure.
To beat the Leafs, Vasilevsky has to be a star, and I haven't heard his name really mentioned. I didn't like his game a little bit. They were shooting balloons through him last night. When you shoot balloons through your goalie, it's not a good thing. Shooting pucks, but balloons,
all right,
goalie, not a good thing.